How are we all going, beautiful people? Hopefully we have an amazing day. How are we all going? So what's one thing that you've learned today? What's one thing that you've you committed to being a better person? I'm gonna get my car in because the traffic is gone. Look at that, beautiful. So you know what I've been finding has been a really big thing, on the lips of so many people is that hey, how are we all going? Mr. Williams, good to have you on. Everyone else, Matty G. Who else can I see there? I can see 4 people in the third eye up the top there. The eye in the sky. Everyone's watching me, big brother. How are we all going? So, the big thing that I've been finding, that a lot of people are good at talking. A lot of people are good at wanting. A lot of people are good at writing. But not many people are good at taking action. Excuse me, almost threw up my chewy. See, every time I get excited, that's what happens. And people are really quick to criticize others. People are really quick to judge. But why don't you criticize yourself? Why don't you judge yourself? Why don't you, look at the reflection in the mirror and say, hey, you know what? I've got a bit of work to do. I'm not liking where I'm at the moment. And I'm seeing a lot of people who I used to be one of them. Is they're making it up as they go. So what I mean by making it up as they go, they're making life up. They know that they're in pain. They know that they want to grow, and people are giving them the opportunity to want to grow, to want to change. But these people won't do what it takes. Do what it takes. Every day I look at it. Am I doing whatever it takes? Get up. Push harder. And what I'm finding is that what you need to understand, people, firstly, is how your brain is wired, how you've been conditioned since you came out your mother, and since you, popped out of your mum, and without sounding gross. And what I want to educate you all about, and letting you know, why are you making the decisions and the choices that you are? And some people are wired differently. Depends how much work you've done. Depends what you've been influenced, so on and so forth. So. You want to change. You want to have that life you deserve. You want to have happiness. You want to have health, because you get a feeling that motivates you and the thought patterns. But why you are self-sabotaging is that you haven't allowed yourself to take that next step. So what happens is when somebody gives you an opportunity, when someone opens the door for you, your conditioning, your bad conditioning, your old conditioning is going to do everything in its power to not let you walk through the door. Are you understanding this? So when I see a lot of people that you're on my live streams, when I see a lot of people that they send me messages and I go, what's going on? And they send me a encyclopedia of negativity, and obviously they're screaming out for help. So try this on, see if this fits well. So if you're going to be in my environment, if we're going to be in each other's environment, why don't you surrender to me and trust me that I will be able to get you the results that you want? Because it's happened, I've been able to save my life many times, and you can just see from the results around us, and we're doing not too bad with a few other people, and these other people becoming leaders, stepping into their power. So what I want you to do is, obviously that you trust, do you trust yourself? If you did trust yourself, maybe you might be making a different decision. Do you trust me? What I will say is that I want you to be able to become vulnerable in this live stream, become vulnerable of this interaction, because I want to build a relationship with you all that you allow me to get you functioning close to your full potential. But this little live stream here, one thing there and something there, and I might come and I'm not, that isn't allowing me to be the leader I desire to be, and more importantly, to be able to get you the result that you desire. So, we can put one toe in, take it out. We can put another toe in and take it out, but that's doing the nut bush. And the nut bush is just, what's it going to do? You're going to get tired of it. So boom, boom, boom. No. Hello, Matty, how you going? So what I want you guys to do and understand that what I want you really to understand that I'm going to teach you why you're making the choices and the decisions that are self-sabotaging, that are crippling your success. So I'm not going to tell you, okay, what you're doing wrong, because you know what you're doing wrong. Yeah? Do you all agree? Give me thumbs up if you know what you're all doing. You're understanding that, because you know that, you know, I was talking to many people, actually, men and women, and they were saying, Lee, you know, for your workshop, you know, it's great that you've brought this service to the shores of Australia, and you know, because they're saying, well, I've got no excuse because, you know, I was saying Bali, and they were telling me that they were making excuses up because, you know, oh, Bali's too far, too much money, I can't get there. And now I've brought the 2-day workshop to Melbourne, and people are admitting to it, which is good, but then do something about it. And they said to me, so what will I be achieving, or what will I be receiving, you know, after these 2 days? And I said, what do you want? And they go, what do you mean? What do you want? I said, what do you want? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's involved. I said, what's involved is laying a transformational space. You put the intent out, you step into that space, and that's what you're going to get. I'm going to lead you, and we're going to do a lot of unlearning. So we're going to be peeling back a lot of the bullshit layers. I'm blocking, you know, self-sabotage. I'm blocking low confidence, as people say. I'm blocking limiting beliefs, and, you know, really just giving you that space for you to be able to step into that with full intent, full congruency, and then you watch the magic happen. And they're like, whoa, geez, is it that easy? I said, well, it's not really that easy, but once you believe, you know, it's going to be magical. I wouldn't say that it's easy, because unfortunately, for how many years we have not really believed or functioned anywhere near our ability. And they go, geez, that's so true. So I said, what are you going to do about it? Oh, you know, like $4.97 or $3.97, which almost the tickets are sold out for, the discounted tickets. It's a lot of money. And I'm like, look, if you're going to say it's a lot of money, you're never going to understand as abundance. You're never going to understand flow. What I would say to you, be in control of your life, waking up with a pep in your step, knowing where you're going, knowing how to get there, believing in yourself, and having that energy and congruency and conviction that you're feeling absolutely amazing, and you're being able to, you know, everything that you put your mind to, it seems like it just falls in your lap, because the manifestation, you know, the manifestation skills that you're using are so powerful. What about being able to disrupt patterns? So you get a bad thought in your mind, and then the next moment you're being able to get that out. So how is all that going? How much is all that worth to you? You know, and what you need to really understand as well, that, you know, with a lot of this stuff that's going on, and how you're knowing in life, that there is so many external functions or external boundaries in life that are zapping your energy, that, you know, that are really holding you back. And being able to overcome them, being able to, you know, not allow yourself to get influenced by energy vampires or so on and so forth. How much is all that worth to you? And every person says the same thing. They're going, whoa, if that was possible, that is priceless. And I said to them, what about if that is possible? And they're like, what, you can have all that? You know, I said, fucking oath you can. Do you see where the problem is? It's got nothing to do with you don't have money. It's got nothing to do if you don't have time. It's your limiting belief that you truly believe you don't deserve it. So, and I've had this conversation with 50 people, and I said, guys, you know what? Stop getting on the live streams if you aren't going to do anything about it. Stop messaging me if you're not going to do anything about it. I would love to help you, but I can't pick you up by the scruff of the neck or put my hand up your bum like a puppet and move you around to get what you're doing, because you're wasting your time. You're not wasting my time, because I'm always going to keep showing up. I'm always going to keep moving. But what I want to tell you all, that you need to do something drastically before the universe teaches you a lesson, and then you will be forced to change, because the universe actually wants you to change. Yeah, do you understand this? The universe wants the best for you. It is highly moral. So the universe, if you aren't willing to change through your self-belief and through love, the universe will create pain, and it will create heartache, and you will be forced to change. Okay, and that is a fact. And it's not a belief that the universe wants you to keep evolving, because otherwise you're going to die, otherwise you're going to rot. So the universe will force, it will test you, it will take something away from you, it will put something in your way, it will shake you up to say, hey, it's time to evolve. It's time to let that higher consciousness out. It's time to let that power out. And you know it, you think about it. After this live stream, go back and think about, and I know this as well, like, you know, I got quite successful quite quickly. And, you know, I keep expanding, and, you know, all right, let's take the foot off the accelerator. Oh, yeah, cool. You know, I've got this. You know, I'm a bloody wizard. I don't need to know this. Yeah, you know, I've got everything sorted. I took my foot off the accelerator, I stalled my vehicle, and then the universe goes, what are you doing, big shot? What are you doing, big shot? You know, why aren't you practicing what you're preaching? And I tell you what, you get one of these across the face and you're like, fuck, you know what? Let's go. It's time to go again. It's time to evolve. And I really embrace those wake-up calls. You know, I'm blessed to have a burning desire to always want to be the best version of me. I'm blessed to have, you know, my beautiful partner, Maddie, Chris, beautiful people in my environment, my parents, Eleni, you know, and they're always inspiring me to be a better version of me. And basically anyone that's in my environment, because everyone is wanting to grow. And I'm like, well, you know what? I need to keep being a better me so we can be a better we. So keeping all that in mind as well, what I want you to understand that the thing about self-sabotage, it is that you know that you want to grow, you know you want something, you know you want to step through that door, but you will do everything in your power, not congruently, but unconsciously, your old conditioning is going to stop you. How I tell you how you can stop this, that you need to understand that everything you do in your life, there needs to be flow in the strategy. So what that means is if you know that you've connected with somebody, if you know someone's come into your life and it feels right, and you know if something feels right, then take the opportunity and work it out later. Because that is the number one secret of being super successful. It is. 100% it is. Because you even know, one of the most successful businessmen, you know, Richard Branson, he always says that's how he built his empire, that he jumped off the cliff. I don't know how to fly. Geez, I better learn. Oh no, I'm going to hit the ground. And he taught himself how to fly. But if he didn't jump off, he even said this. I've been in a room when he's been interviewed with 30 people. And he said, if I didn't take that opportunity, I would have self-sabotaged. I would have been lazy. I wouldn't have believed in myself to take the opportunity. But once I said, okay, let's create, all right, I don't know anything about it, but let's create Virgin Airlines. And everyone's going, what? And he goes, I think that would be a great challenge. I don't know anything about it, but we can learn. So the thing is, you put something out to the universe and you better back it up, because that's what's happening. But what a lot of people do, they say they want to change. They didn't take that step and then they sit back. Has anyone, hopefully everyone forgot that I want to change. They don't. The universe is saying, okay, so you're going to put a lie out, I'm going to give you a lie. So what you'll start realizing in your life, you're saying that you want to change and do nothing about it. What happens? You will start to lose opportunities. People will walk out of your life when there's time for you to say, oh, look, I need help. That will be taken from you. And I know this quite, I know this quite frequently, and I know this quite friendly because it's happened to me. So people, self-sabotage is when you know you want success, when you know you want something and you're about to go there. It's saying like you're waiting for this job and you've got this job interview and you're about to go. Then what happens is, you don't go to the interview because you get this feeling, you get this overwhelm, you get, oh no, should I go? I don't know, I'm not going to be able to do it, I don't deserve it, and you let this feeling overpower you, which allows you to make a decision that takes you away from that, because your old conditioning saying, no, you're going to grow, no, hold on, no, let's stay back here, you don't deserve it, you don't deserve this job, you don't deserve to grow, no. And that is the truth. Your old conditioning does not want you to grow. Your ultra negative ego wants you to stay overweight, wants you to stay broke, wants you to stay lost, wants you to stay miserable. And I call my self-sabotage the devil. The reason why I call it the devil, because it paints and gives it significance. And my positive ego, where I want to be, I call that the angel, because I'm not religious. I'm very spiritual, but and there's a big difference in that. So I really want you to do that when you know that you want something, and when you know that you're on every live stream, when you know you want to grow and you know there's value. What I say, people, and I was speaking to a few of these ladies, they go $397. I said, okay, your shoes that you buy, I'm sure that your shoes are between $150, $300. Some people pay $1,000 for, Louis Vuitton shoes. And I'm like, but how are they going to improve your life? What about you buying a dress? It might make you feel good for a couple days, but how is that adding value to you? How are you investing in yourself? I'm buying something. Well, you know what? You're rewarding yourself, but what am I going to say to you? What about improving your life? That you're going to have the mindset, you're going to have the strategies, you're going to have the belief that what I say to you, and this is what I want you all to remember. If you do the hard things now, life will become easy. If you continue to do the easy things now, life will become hard. And I'm sure you're experiencing that. So what I say, stop rewarding yourself because you haven't got to your goals. Start investing in yourself. When you know self-sabotage pops up, then you have to remember yourself, this is a perfect thing. This is going to be the biggest breakthrough. Are you ready for it? And I want you to share this on your pages. I want you to all share this on your pages, yeah? And I challenge you, because some of you are going to be too shit scared and too lazy. So the people that are showing up, that are going to do it, are going to, prove me wrong. When you're about to self-sabotage, when you're about to go into something, there's an opportunity, your intuition and your inner being is telling you, letting you know, this is going to be something special. When you self-sabotage, that's when you know, oh my God, this is going to be a breakthrough if I keep with this. And if I know that I do it, I know that this is going to be great. Because your self-sabotage is not actually self-sabotaging. It's actually a function, and it's an ability for you to know that the opportunity that you're participating in is going to be nothing but spectacular. Yeah? So use self-sabotage for your benefit, because when you go to do it, you know the devil, you know the old conditioning, you know the ultra ego is wanting to hold you back. Why is it wanting you to hold you back? Because you have just found gold. Yeah? You getting this? Is this sticking in? Hey, Eleni, my Greek sister. Awesome call yesterday, wasn't it? We smashed it with Maddie G. How are you? All the way from Greece or Macedonia? I shouldn't say Macedonia, because the Greeks will bash me up. So that was just gold then. That was the biggest takeaway. Look, mind blown. You can just say it, because that blew my mind. When I discovered this, because I did a lot of research, and then I wanted to recertify it with one of my teachers, one of my healers, with one of my mentors, and they said spot on. They said 100%, because what you just realized then, that when you go to self-sabotage people, the devil, the ultra ego, the negative ego, the old conditioning, it's wanting to hold you back. It's not wanting you to succeed. So when you know there is something which feels great, or when you're about to make an excuse, when you're about to say I've got no time, when you're about to say I've got no money, that's when you need to stop, slap yourself in the face and say, thank you, self-sabotage, for allowing me to know that when I participate in this, I'm going to be able to, I know it's magic. Thank you for showing that this is gold. Because there are things that you won't even participate in because they're not magic, and they don't feel right, and you won't self-sabotage. You just say, do you know what I'm saying? And that's where it's at. Eleni goes, I'm well, brother. Sat for hours after the brainstorm where I'm going. Thank you so much. No worries. Much appreciated. So don't be ashamed of the self-sabotage. Use it as a guide, use it as a goal, and use it as an intuition that when you know that this is something that let's be honest. You get on my live streams because there's value. Straight out. I know there's value. I'm not being, arrogant or anything. I'm just very convicted, and I'm certain, because what I teach keeps fucking adding massive results to my life and the people around them. And that's it. There's nothing, and I'm very passionate about what I talk about. So when I'm talking to people about the retreats and they're giving me all these excuses, why would people even want to know about the retreats and if they couldn't go? Of course they want to go. Of course they could go about it. If you really want it, you'll make it happen. Yeah? Why do people want to know about this 2-day course, all you Melburnians? Because it's going to add massive value. So the self-sabotage of you saying, I don't know, it's for someone else, it's for this, it's for that. Stop all those excuses, bring those people, and you get your ass over there. And I promise you, on the 23rd, at the end of the Sunday, we'll be giving high fives, and we're going to be absolutely rocking it. So this is another thing. People to say that, I can't get there. So what I want you to do then, if you say that you can't get there, if you say that you can't work it out, you know what, sticky tape your mouth and stop complaining that you want to change. Seriously, stop complaining that you want to change. I'm in pain, I'm lost, I need something. And you don't deserve to get anything for free. You don't deserve to change, because these people that are saying, look, I want this, I want to change, I'm in pain. No, you don't. If you wanted to, we're making it that easy for you to change. So get off your asses, do what Richard Branson does, do what I do, go and work out. So I've just put on a new business coach, yeah? and an amazing dude, and it's a big commitment, and it is a really big commitment, but I feel that I know I can get great value, yeah? And guess what? Instead of me, I've got the huge, you know, obviously they give you a rundown, they give you the profile of what you're going to be doing, how you're going to grow your business, and what do you think I did? I looked at it, self-sabotage kicked in, and guess what? I remembered, yes, thank you, self-sabotage. You have told me, you have shown me the light that this is going to be something that's good. Because I tell you what, all these times of me knowing when I go to self-sabotage, and then I know that that's showing me that this is going to be magic, because every time I have gone and I've invested, or I have taken that opportunity or taken the leap, it has been nothing but magical. So I'm glad. So every time I go to self-sabotage, I know that is, as I call it, the devil. I call it my negative thought patterns. I call it the ultra negative ego, and I call it my old conditioning. And I look in the mirror and I say thank you. I get on the phone to the person. I said, guess what? I'm in. And they go, what's changed? What's changed is my self-sabotage has told me that you are the right person. And they're like, what? Your self-sabotage told you? I said, yeah, because that's what's trying to hold me down. Every time I know I'm about to pull out, every time I know that I'm about to say I've got no time, I've got no money, look, this is not for me. Look, you know what? It's not you, it's me. Every time I know that I'm going to do that, that is that the darkness trying to hold me back from growing. So I know that is a perfect intuition that let's do it. And they're like, you sure? And I said, let's do it. Because you know what? You can start thinking about this. So just say it's $4,000 a month, yeah? And you can go $4,000 a month. Okay, what's my return going to be? $4,000 a month. Well, that's $1,000 a week. Geez, that's a lot. So will I be getting my return back? And you start focusing on all the negatives. You start focusing on everything that could go wrong. Geez, I'm getting hot. Look at that sweat. Beautiful. This is what happens when you get excited, when you love what you're doing. Awesome. See what you mean, guys? You guys always go, I was about to say, you all get me wet. We can say that as well if you want. Getting excited. I'm about to go to the gym as well, so it's probably a bit of a pre-workout. So, people, use your self-sabotage as an understanding, but this is what you need to do. It's not going to have any power. It's not going to have any power, and it's not going to be having any magic if sorry, my humor, it's a bit wrong. So this intuition of self-sabotage is not going to have any power, is not going to have any strength if you know that there's a great, if you know there's a great opportunity and you do nothing about it. Now you know that's a power. So with great power becomes great responsibility. And your responsibility is to take the jump, is to move forward. Because it's a really cool thing that, when you speak to certain people and they're an expert about nothing, and I'm an expert about nothing and I'm still learning, yeah? And I'll admit that. So you speak to a lot of people and they go, it's not for me. And I'm like, how do you know it's not for you? Oh, I've done everything and I've done nothing, and I'm going to speak up. And I'm like, oh, okay, so how do you know it's not for you? Oh, I know NLP, Lee. I know that it's a pyramid scheme. Oh, I've done a little bit before and I've done that. And it's like, okay. And I'm like, cool. And then I'm going back and forth and I'm really baffled. I'm like, please explain. Oh, I've done this and it's not my time of life at the moment. And then I'm looking at these people, I'm like looking at the results they have and looking how they've evolved, and not being judgmental, just seeing that. And I said, how can you make a judgment on that this is not for you? You don't have the results. You aren't where you want to be in your life. You're on a journey, but there is an uneducated ego that's saying, well, this is not for me. And I'm like, geez, that's so strange. And then I'm like, that's why people struggle. That's why people, they fail and they go through life just making it up, and they spend a lot of time and money and a waste of everything else. And I'm like, wow, and it's really interesting because, you know what? Every opportunity that comes to me, it doesn't matter what it is, I want to research myself and see how it feels. And most of the time, you can learn, and you can learn from a homeless person. You can learn from a fucking drug addict. You can learn from a baby. But we shut off to that. No, we can't learn. That's a homeless person. What's a baby going to teach us? What's a drug addict going to teach us? And then you want to go, oh no, we need to listen to coaches. We need to listen to Tony Robbins. We need to listen to fucking millionaires. Yes, they've got strategies. But people, how do you know you're not going to learn what you need to learn from a homeless person? That is just your opinion and structure of reality and your ego. So as I opened up this, and this is again with self-sabotage, people will shut off and say, no, it's not for me, because they will either judge a book by its cover, and I say to them, I said, okay, cool. What I want to do then, why don't you come to this program, and at the end of it, if you do not get any value, I will give you your money back. Yeah, I will give you your money back. And they're like, nah, it's not for me. I don't want to do it. I'm on my own path. I'm like, so I said, cool. So I said, what about if it made you into a superhuman, gave you the mindset, so whatever path you think you're on, not that you know you're on because you're only thinking that you're on a path, but whatever path that you think that you're on, it gave you the ability to go and harness that and take on life with clarity, with conviction, with energy, with a clear thought pattern, and then you absolutely go, oh my God, thank you. What about that? Why don't you have oh no, it's not for me? And guess what, people? The people that said, yes, okay, I'm in, are the ones that are here. Chris, we've got him. Jody, Eleni, Matt, everyone else that have said, okay, let's do it. And ask those people where they're at now. Ask those people the value that they've got, yeah? And the reason why I'm very, very, fitter, there's another one. The reason why I'm very passionate about this, because that is how my coaches led me. They said, Lee, how do you know you're not going to get any value from this? How do you know at that time I was 32, so 5 years ago. They said, well, I've got maybe 30 years on you, and I've got probably 15 years of doing this, yeah? So how do you know this is not right for you? So you're telling someone that's got the results, who could be a so-called expert that has 30 years, or so on and so forth. So some of these people, they say, you know what? No, it's not for me because I've gone and done this and I've gone and done that. And I'm like, okay, because you know what the journey that these people are on. You know that this self-discovery, what these people are wanting, they're starting businesses, they're starting, they want to be healers, they want to be doing all this other stuff. And I'm like, what I'm telling you is that what we teach, it is so universal, and it's a universal law. You don't lose your way. What it is that you don't fit into that and lose what we teach fits into you. And you take in the bits and pieces that are going to serve you, and you discourage and disengage of the bits that aren't. So what that is, why that's so powerful is that you do not need to lose who you are. You do not need to lose your identity. But then self-sabotage still gets in. No, sorry, they want to get into an argument. I did this is better, and the rest of it. I'm like, okay, so what do you need? Do you need me to show you how many people's lives we've changed? Do you need me to show you my bank account? Do you need me to show you some stats? Do you need me to show you certificates? What do you people need? And even if I showed you that whatever the bank account is, how many properties I've got, how many accolades I've got, how many people, how many trophies I've got from being there, even if I showed you that, you would still come up with an excuse. And the reason why you're still coming up with an excuse, that you are so scared of breaking through and actually being successful, or allowing someone else to be right. Yeah? And the reason why I know this, because I have been that I'm like, fucking, I'm not gonna, what, do you think that this guy's gonna tell me what to do, and then I go through it and he's right? When I did that, it was the most humbling and the biggest leapfrog towards my goals, because I dropped my ego and what I thought I knew and what I pretended to know. And once that I was able to move forward and be able to grow and then flourish and understand where I was at, the amazing thing about it was that I was able to empower so many people that needed to be empowered, and it was fantastic, because people that even thought that this is not for me, and I want something else, that, you know what they said to me? They said, when we came through and when I was able to take them through, they said, Lee, thank you for not listening to me, And thank you for dragging me and getting me out of that, because what you don't know, you don't know. And thank you for taking me in there and guiding me, and my life has never been the same. And I said that to my same coach as well. I'm like, you know what? All those years ago, I am glad that you didn't let me listen to myself, and you pulled me out of a place of not knowing and a place of I needed to grow and have more education. And it took me where I am now, because if it didn't, who knows where I would be. And because now I know what I know, and with that self-sabotage and understanding, because, people say, oh, I'm not ready, it's not for me, it's not my time, I'm not interested or whatever. And I'm like, okay, so how are you? I want to know how your mind works. So I'm going to teach you a lesson right now. So the reason why you're saying that, for your model of the world, which needs to grow, which you don't have the results, which you're actually talking about with an ego, and you're looking at that with a perspective that's making you feel a certain way, and you're talking without even actually knowing it, what is happening is, if you're saying that, well, if I took you on a journey and it gave you, and it improved your life, would you take that, or say, no, I'm not interested? Of course you would. If you went through the journey and it shook you and it changed your life and added so much value, would you say, no, I'm going to hand it back, or would you keep it? Of course you would keep it. So you're going to tell me, look, I don't want to grow now. I don't want to be happy yet. I'm just holding back. That's the exact same talk my coach gave me. They said, well, I'm going to take you through this path. I want you to come to the 2 days. I want you to come to the retreat. And if you don't get any value, or if your life gets changed and you go, oh my God, I feel like Superman or Wonder Woman, are you going to give that value back? Of course you're not. Of course you're not going to give that value back. The only reason why you are speaking from your thing, because of ego, because you want to push back, because of your self-sabotage. You need to get more educated, because any person, it doesn't matter where you're starting or what you're doing. If you want to be a coach, if you want to be a business person, if you want to be an athlete, you want to be a healer, there is still that change, and there's still that subline of growth. That's called human evolution. Yeah. And what you need to understand is how you're looking for things from the outside, and how I was looking at this business coach. I'm like, hold on a minute. I don't know if this business coach is for me because of the way he looks, or the way he speaks, or his name, or this and that. And then I looked at it. I went deeper, and I connected to it with my feelings. I said, Lee, just drop your ego, drop the materialistic things, because that's not going to get you the result. That's not what matters. What matters is connect with this person on a level through your heart center. And I dropped that in my head, and I asked myself a few questions. And I always ask my heart a question. I asked, heart, if I was asked you a question, what would it be? And what did my heart say? How do you feel in this interaction? And in this interaction, you know what I said? I'm excited. And then my heart goes, you have the answer. And that's you can call that rubbish, whatever your belief system is. It doesn't really bother me, because the only thing that bothers me is I have care and I have respect for people that want to grow, not opinions, not, well, it's not for me, I'm not interested. Well, you need to grow a lot, because guess what? If it's not for you, but I said come through the journey, and you got there, and you will 100% guaranteed get that breakthrough, get that, because it's not just a service. It's a universal law that we teach, which is programming your mind to become the best version of you. Not because, oh, well, this is important and you need to do that. What we teach here, and what I've been taught from over some of the greatest minds and the greatest people that I find that have added massive value to this world, it is we teach a subline, a universal law. Doesn't matter your nationality, your age, what path you're on, what you're doing, or whatever. It teaches a subline universal law of self-love, subconscious reconditioning, alignment of the brain, empowering, and a belief system that it doesn't matter what you believe in, if you're an alien, if you're not, if you're Muslim, if you're Christian, whatever it is, if you're spiritual, it does not matter if you want to be a millionaire, if you want to be a fucking whatever, a drug dealer, or if you want to be a person of light, it is still going to build you into an amazing human being. So if someone says to me, sorry, I'm not interested, you know what I'm going to say to you, yeah? Sorry, you're not interested in growing, or sorry, it's my ego and uneducated thought pattern that is speaking up. And that's with love, yeah? Whatever way, if it's actually pissing you off and if it's actually irritating you, it's for a reason, because the truth hurts. You know what I'm saying? And when my coach said this to me, when other very successful people said this to me, I wanted to punch him in the face, because I said, who the fuck are you? Who are you? You don't know me. Who are you to say that to me? You don't know me. You know, you don't know what I'm doing. I don't need to start this now. I'm not interested in this. They go, so you're not interested in growing. You're not interested in being a better version of yourself. You're not interested in, you know, but hold on a minute. Why do you show up, Lee, on Facebook? Why are you looking for someone? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? Of course you're looking to improve. Every human that says, oh, I don't want to grow, I don't want to go to the gym, I don't want money, I don't want a good body, I don't want to have good sex, it's fucking bullshit, because you're just saying it to keep yourself in your comfort zone and you don't want to evolve through that. And that was a big lesson, and it's an understanding of keeping yourself out of self-sabotage, because what that does, when you don't know that if you keep showing up and keep saying no, 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 what you're actually conditioning yourself to understand. Because you know what, when people say haters, I've got no haters. I honestly don't. Haters are your biggest fans. Haters are on all your live stream. Haters are the people that watch your videos, that have all the views. Haters know more about you than you do. And I don't have any haters, yeah? Because these people actually don't hate. They are so interested in changing, but they're listening to their old conditioning so much and they're going, oh, fuck. You know what? This guy makes me face the truth. This guy makes me see the fucking mirror. This guy makes me be into a better person. But guess what? If I blame him, if I put him down, if I speak bad behind his back, then guess what? I don't have to change. I don't have to face it. 100% real, yeah? You guys are, probably sitting there going, fuck. And you know why I know this? Because I have been that person, yeah? And that's what it's about, that instead of you sitting there changing, what did Delaney go? I stepped into my greatness every day because of what I have learned and the decision I have made. The tools and the support is priceless. Because of you and the team, I'm showing up and taking charge. And what else does it say? And making change in my life. Boom, shalaka. And that's what it's about, people. Everyone goes, oh, but, not everyone's going to make a match. Oh, it's not for everybody. It's not for the people that want to grow. Simple, because it's a universal line. You don't need to be into spirituality. You don't need to be into mindset. What it is, people, we're all humans. There is part of us that is all the same. We have a brain, we have a heart, and we have the same, and we have thought patterns, yeah? And we have a history. So we are all the same. So what it is, don't worry about, oh no, because I don't have tattoos. I used to be a bikie. I don't see that. How can you tell me something because you used to be a big meathead or you used to be a criminal? How can you lead me? Yeah, you're not a businessman. You're not this. You're just a big hothead. How can you add any value in my life? Some people say that. And what do you think? Deep down, they know that they can get a change. Deep down, because you know what I just said then? What I just said then about me, because obviously it was directed to me, I used to say that about myself. How can you be successful? How can you want to help other people if you fucking hate people? How can you want to be successful? Why the fuck? I don't want to, you don't want to help anyone. Fuck everyone. Fuck the world. That's why you're so aggressively. That's why you're such a bad person. That's why you're such a badass. That's what I used to say to myself. And guess what? When I went, hold on a minute. I don't hate myself. I'm not a criminal. I've got a fucking big heart, and probably one of the biggest hearts you people will ever fucking come across. I have got a power, I've got energy, and I've got determination to make a fucking difference. So Lee, stop telling yourself this bullshit excuse to keep yourself in your comfort zone that I'm not interested, this is not for me, I'm not meant to live a fucking exceptional life and help millions of people, and get on with it. Yeah? And I send that direct message to you. So instead of talking, people, get on with it. Drop your ego, because do you want to just keep making it up? Do you want to just keep doing a little bit of a dance? Or do you want to be someone that has got a massive, massive results, and then you can start giving back to the world? Because everyone goes, oh, let's change the world. How the fuck are you going to change the world if you can't change yourself? And thank you, everyone. I really appreciate your comments. I see that. You lead by life experience and results. And that's exactly right. And Fida, thank you. You have one of the biggest hearts too, my sister. So that's how you overcome self-sabotage. When you know you're about to make a bullshit excuse like it's not for me, I'm not interested, that is your old conditioning to say, hey, this is your chance. This is your time to shine. And when you're about to self-sabotage, that is your indication to say, we have just found gold, people. We have just found gold. Because, you know, there's times when, you know, there's things that come up, you don't even look into them. Like they don't even register because they're nothing. But when it's something that, hold on a minute, I get on a live stream, I go click on it. Oh, do I want to do it? Even if you have to think twice about it, that's self-sabotage. And you're like, nah, it's not for me, it's for so-and-so. Oh, I'll get around to it. Or when we even have calls, you will self-sabotage and put the calls out because you know, fuck, I'm going to change. And guess what? Your old conditioning doesn't want you to change. The devil doesn't want you to change. The old stale you, the old identity, your former self doesn't want you to change. So they are going to want you to miss the phone call. They are going to want you to do nothing about this live stream. They are going to want you not to come to any event. If it's not mine, Tony Robbins, whoever, you know, any other person, they are going to want you to stay in your comfort zone. And guess what? If you block, you don't have flow, you don't have abundance. You're going to stop happiness. You're going to stop joy. And more important, you're going to stop self-love, people. Okay? So this has been a massive wake-up call. So now you're understanding that with that self-sabotage, that once you feel it, you can move forward and you can understand of going forward and moving forward. So that is something that you really, really need to start understanding with yourself, that when you're moving forward, that when that self-sabotage is going to stop you from being that person that you need to be, yeah? So really put your thoughts into, you know when something feels great, you know when you want to do something, you know when you want to grow, and you're doing that. So enough of the arguments, enough of the rebut, enough of when you're understanding of, okay, you know what? I know what I'm going to do. I know how I'm going to get there. People, and you know the thing as well, people getting put into each other's environment on purpose. People getting put on each other's path on purpose. And that's exactly the person that just got on now, Tama. I was talking to his beautiful partner today, and I remember that me and Tama got put on each other's path because what we did was we started to move forward, and we started to I was doing a huge, powerful, say, success priming on was a Friday about 2 weeks before the retreat. And the amazing thing, I said I want to lead someone that is like a younger brother, yeah, that has had a similar path to me, and I want to bring him on because I want to be able to say, hey, you know what, I've been there, brother. You know, it's not because I've read a book, and I want to be able to lead someone. And Tama's had a very similar past to me, and I can say I can give him the love, I can give him the know-how, and be able to move him so he can move forward and understand it. And I remember that Friday, I get a message. And then obviously, you know, what we spoke about is private, and we got it on the message, and we spoke on the phone. And then he come to the retreat. You know, he's met his beautiful partner, Elena. You know, we're about to have a coaching call this week. They've moved in together, and it's been an absolute miracle, yeah? Just driving, can't ride much. That's all right, dude. So that's what it's about. And you know the great thing about this, the universal law? We have beautiful women that come into, as you can see, they're on here. We attract, you know, different walks of life. And guess what, people? It's not some sort of, you know, the different people we attract. It's a universal law. So we aren't just helping a certain type of person, a certain image, a certain whatever. We are helping humans. Yeah? So if you're a human, then we're talking to you. Yeah? If you're not, if you're an alien, we're helping aliens as well. So that's what it's about. We are helping people with a universal law, and it's simple. You have a brain, you have a past, you have a heart, you have energy flowing through you. And what we do, we tune your heart, we tune your brain, we remove the past, we program you forward, and we tune your energy, yeah? And it's obviously a little bit more complicated than that. So that's where we are, people, yeah? So have the love, stop with the judgment, stop with the Donald Duck. And you know what I say, when you are about to self-sabotage and when you feel like arguing, it is because it's your lower self, it's the lower version of you is going, oh my God, you know what, this person's right. But if I keep talking, I do not need to face it. If I keep arguing, if I keep, you know, putting out that bad energy, then I don't need to face who I am, and actually that I'm going to, you know, it's not this person that's right, it's this journey's right. And that's what people do, that people keep focusing on the negative, the point. Instead of them pointing out, because if you keep pointing at people, what have you got? You've got you've got three fingers pointing back at you. So self-sabotage, people, use it as a blessing. Because when you're about to have the breakthrough, the self-sabotage is going to say, hey, this is magic. And you're going to go, fuck, it's magic. And then you're going to know it's the right choice of what you're doing. So, and what I would say is when you know that, make sure and do that. And you cannot have happiness, you cannot have change, and you cannot have love if you stop the flow. So if you say no, what happens? You're stopping abundance, you're stopping happiness, you're stopping the flow. Change is flow and flow is change, people. So take the opportunity and work it out later. Remember that. Have an amazing day. You know, I'm your brother. I'm the CEO of, I was about to say the CEO of Lee Bundy. I'm Lee Bundy, the CEO of Team Beast Mode Australia. More importantly, I'm your friend. I'm your brother. I'm whatever, your beacon of light. And I'm here to tell you the truth, tell you what you need to know and not what you want to know. So take care. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your attention. Have an amazing night.